Can I borrow $20?
Well, it's not like you to be short of cash.
Yeah, I had to give Sam some money for a netball gear.
I thought she's paying her own way.
Yeah, she is. She's going to pay it back when her youth allowance comes through. Forget it. I'll ask someone else. Ben?
No, it's all right. It's all right. I'll give it to you. I'm not the one playing mother.
Yeah, I'm not her mother. I'm her mate.
Exactly. Teenagers need more than mate. You ask Ben.
Kids have to have authority figures so they know who to rebel against.
He's got kids. He knows.
You've got to admit, Sam's been no trouble at all since she moved in.
It's only been a few days.
Ben, we had a fight at the high school. It doesn't mean Sam's involved.
All right, everyone. Stand back, please.
Sam? What? What's going on?
This is our coach, Mr. Chambers.
Well, you didn't...
Didn't what? Chanel's dad knocked him over. Arrest him.
So who called us?
Heidi,
Chanel's dad.
that bastard assaulted me. I want him charged. It's a practice match, right? That Melissa Watson's elbowing Chanel in the ribs, pushing her out of the way.
The umpire didn't see any of this?
Brett Chambers was the umpire. Of course he saw it. Just turned a blind eye. So I went to sort the little bully out.
So you went onto the court?
Yeah.
And put Mr. Chambers on the ground?
He bloody grabbed me around the neck. It was self-defence. That's why I want him charged.
Chanel's a good player, but she needs to toughen up a bit.
Is that why you ignored Melissa's rough stuff?
It wasn't that bad. Briar's just been an overprotective father.
But you admit Melissa was going a bit over the top.
Chanel could be playing for the state in a year or so. She's going to be facing some stiff competition out there. She's just got to start getting used to it.
These are kids we're talking about, high school netball.
Well, they've got to start somewhere.
Andy Bryce is a hot-headed idiot. He had no right to storm onto the court like that.
He was defending his daughter.
Yeah, well, of course the umpire's going to throw him off.
It's one thing to send someone off the court, quite another to grab them around the throat.
Around the neck.
What difference? Brett Chambers is the one who should be charged.
All right, let's not get hot under the collar about it.
Hey, madam, how can I help you?
I want to see Jo Parrish. She was there this morning. She knows.
Knows what?
Valerie Watson, team manager of the netball team.
Look at that. Look what he did to my Melissa.
Who did this?
Chanel's stupid father.
Andy Bryce.
I want him charged with assault.
He just ran on the court like a maniac and went for me.
He didn't say anything to indicate why.
The man is a danger.
Mrs. Watson, please let Melissa answer.
Well, he reckoned I was roughing up Chanel.
And were you?
No, not much. Oh, like as if I'm the only one.
You're saying the other girls play rough too?
Of course. It's what we're told to do.
By whom?
Coach.
So Mr. Chambers tells you to elbow the other girls in the ribs?
Of course not. Brett Chambers is an asset to the team. His training methods are marvellous. Well, I'm sorry, but the team hasn't looked back since he came on board. He is even taking a group of the girls to a netball carnival in Ararat.
It's very commendable. But did Mr. Chambers tell you to elbow Chanel in the ribs?
Well, not exactly. He tells us to win any way we can.
Why does it have to be so cutthroat? Sport's supposed to be about kids enjoying themselves, having fun, learning team spirit, exercise.
Yeah, there'd be some who wouldn't agree with you there, Senior Sergeant. Not these days.
I want to charge you with corruption of ideas.
Charge him with assault. That'd be a good start.
Don't you try that one. I've gone to a lot of trouble to talk Mrs. Watson into dropping the complaint against you. I suggest you reconsider the charges against Mr. Chambers.
Why would I do that?
Because this sort of disregard for the umpire is one of the things that's ruining sport today. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, all right.
Sergeant Gallagher, we'll put you through the attendance register, gentlemen.
Of course. Who'd like to go first?
After you.
Oh, the spirit of cooperation. That's what we like to see. So, Mr. Bryce, were you happy with the treatment you received by the police here today?
Yeah, I suppose.
Great, just sign there, thanks.
Look, I only wanted the best for your daughter. She's a talented athlete.
You think so?
Yeah.
Free to leave now,
Yeah, I do.
Mr. Chambers.
Hey, Sam.
Mr. Chambers.
Hey, Sam, what are you doing here?
My youth allowance came back. I wanted to pay you back for the netball uniform.
Oh, right. PJ, I'll be able to pay you back now.
Yeah.
I just got the money from...
Excellent. Good on you. Well done, Sam. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, I'll see you later. Oh. See you, Sam.
What does she want, a medal?
No, just credit where credit's due.
My mum used to make me play for Richmond Sits.
And I bet you used to go in really hard, but still shake hands at the end, as did we all.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I used to skype off the local billiard hall. You see, I hated footy.
How could you hate footy?
I like soccer.
Are you honestly saying, though, boss, that you've never been involved in a bit of biff on the field?
Too right I haven't.
Oh, come on. What about the time you knocked out Sticky Whitehouse's front tooth?
Oh, thank you very much. That was an accident.
That guy is such a jerk.
Oh.
Mr. Chambers. Didn't you hear what he did to Chanel? What? He banned her from the netball team.
Why?
Caught her smoking.
I know.
It's so unfair. She's our best player. How are we supposed to win against the Churchies now?
So who's he going to put in as goal shooter, Melissa?
Yeah, maybe. Or Heather. She's good.
What about the defenders?
Grace,
What?
it's not about winning.
No, of course it's not.
She coaches the Churchies.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
We might actually have a chance of beating you schoolies now.
Oh, maybe.
What? Don't bet on it, Grace. You haven't seen her play yet.
Wait, pretty good, are you?
No, I've played a bit.
Yeah, now, you choose what you want for dinner. We've got to order, and it looks like it's my shout for drinks.
Oh, great. Bourbon and Coke, thanks.
Oh, yes, with or without us.
So that will be a Coke for Sam and Grace. What do you
I'll
got?
sit on this, thanks, Peter.
Another one, Tom?
Oh, yeah, thanks.
So, when you say you've played a bit, how much is a bit?
Oi.
What?
You wouldn't really give up bourbon, would you?
No, of course not. Why?
Reckon you might have drunk a bit of bourbin in your day.
Oh, do you? She's underage.
For you. Now, you should have come out and discussed it face to face.
I don't have to discuss anything with you.
Hey, what happened to the spirit of cooperation?
Yeah, well, that finished when he turned the watering system on me.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have been banging on his door.
He set Chanel up.
I did not set her up. She was carrying a packet of cigarettes.
You planted them on her.
And that's why she claimed they were someone else's, is it?
Mr. Chambers, please.
This
can
is
you come through
deliberate.
this way?
He's victimising my daughter to get back at
That's
me.
enough!
Mr. Chambers.
I hope you made it very clear to them that they'll both be charged if there's any more nonsense.
Oh, yeah, they got the message loud and clear.
It's getting as bad as America.
Hey, Joe, where were you? I thought you were shouting dinner.
Yeah, sorry. Thanks for looking after her. I'll fix up tomorrow.
Not a problem.
Hey, I don't need looking after.
No, of course you don't. You know what I mean. Go on, let's go.
Oh, good luck with that English exam tomorrow, Sam.
Oh, thanks.
Have you got a test?
Yeah.
Oh, we do need to get home then, huh? You got an early start tomorrow. I'll see you back there.
All right.
Yeah, netball practice. Whoop-de-doo.
Yes, and Mr. Chambers has a 5K run plan for anyone who's late.
Yeah. Thanks for the lift.
Yeah, well, next time, set your alarm properly.
Hey, hang on. It's not even here yet. Hey, Heather! What's going on? Is the practice not started yet?
No, Mr. Chambers hasn't arrived.
Oh, great. Chambers has forgotten about us.
You're kidding. Mr. Chambers is never late.
Can't you organise some drills amongst yourselves?
Hardly. Some of the girls here, when there's no teacher around, they go feral. They need some discipline, Constable.
I'm going to give you a few hints.
That'd be so cool.
Whatever.
It's nothing. It's just a flesh wound.
Sorry, mate. Couldn't resist doing some shooting.
There's something I should know about?
Goal shooting. I dropped Sam off at school and got dragged into netball practice.
You better watch out. You'll end up team manager.
They've got one.
Oh, so you gave him the benefit of your considerable expertise, eh?
Yeah, and Sam's really good. I was surprised how well she plays.
Well, you better not tell Grace.
Joe, serious accident on Ketcher's Gorge Road. Is he going to be all right?
It'll be a legend.
Mr. Chambers. Sarge, it's Brett Chambers. Hey? I wonder who's a no-show at the netball.
Hey, Joe, have a look at this.
What, the dent?
Yeah. And the windscreen's been hit almost in a straight line.
What is that stuff?
I don't know. Could be brick dust.
Maybe the windscreen smashed before the crash.
Yeah.
He was going under the bridge, Prince. Yeah, so something did hit the windscreen. It'll probably be around here somewhere. Sarge? Looks like the same colour. No explaining why some people do what they do. Brain dead, some of them.
Forensics have had a look at Brett's car and they confirm your suspicion, Joe.
What, that this person was brain dead?
That car was definitely hit by that brick.
What's the word on Brett Chambers?
He's still on the critical list.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't just Hoons throwing bricks at cars.
Are you suggesting that Chambers might have been targeted?
Oh, it's possible.
What, by Andy Bryars?
Well, he's capable of violence, we know that.
Surely a feud over kids' sport wouldn't go this far.
It wouldn't take him long to get to the accident scene from here. Ben? Same as the one I found at the bridge.
It's a pretty popular style.
Oh, what do you guys want now? Do you think I'd deliberately cause an accident like that?
There wasn't any love lost between you two.
On the netball court?
Yeah, in his front yard last night.
You're right, but not on the road. Not causing an accident like that.
Oh, maybe just lashing out, didn't consider the consequences.
I know the consequences well enough, Constable Parrish, believe me. I lost my wife in a car crash.
Sorry.
She lingered on for 4 days. Wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Julie was a netball player. Good one, too. Could have played nationally.
So your daughter takes after her, does she?
Yeah, too right. She'll be up there with the best, given the right training.
But is that her wish, or is it yours?
Well, of course I want the best for her.
Because in the end, it's her life.
Where were you at 7:30 this morning?
Down the MT Hardware. Picking up a load of PAR.
Sorry?
Timber. PAR. Planed all round. Probably took, 20 minutes to load it.
Well, we'll have to check that with the hardware store.
Go ahead. I'll tell you the same.
The hardware store backs up Andy's claim. He was there this morning.
What, exactly when he said?
Well, they're a bit vague on times.
So he could have got back to the railway bridge in time.
Yeah, it's possible.
Well, more than possible, I reckon.
Look, he's passionate, sure, but he loves his daughter. He's not going to risk doing something that's going to wind him up in jail and her being left all alone.
Assuming it was premeditated.
Well, I'm assuming anyone who takes half a brick, goes to a railway bridge, waits for a particular car to come along and then drops it, has actually thought about what they're doing, yes?
We door knocked the area around the bridge. No one has seen any suspicious characters hanging around.
But Brett Chambers is very well known in the area.
So did any of the people you talked to express an opinion?
Oh, some of them, yeah.
It wasn't all complimentary.
Stitched up anal retentive seemed to be a recurring theme.
No visitors for you, I think.
Oh, hey, how are you? What's up?
Could we have a talk? We were just wondering, that is the whole team, right? If you could take over as coach.
Coach? Me?
Yeah, well, while Mr. Chambers is sick, that practice you organised for us this morning was awesome.
You don't really want me to do it, do you? Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Hey.
Sorry, just going to grab something.
Well, there must be a teacher who can do it.
Nobody that knows the game like you do.
Well, I'm sure your principal wouldn't want an outsider to...
We've already asked Mrs. Ellis, and she said it was all right with her.
And we're desperate.
Yeah, desperate enough to ask me, obviously.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant.
We really need you.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, as long as you guys are prepared to work hard.
Cool, thanks.
There's a practice after school.
All right, cool.
See ya.
Team manager, huh?
Coach, yeah.
Congrats.
Want to appeal against my suspension.
Well, you need a good lawyer.
Come on, she's the best goal shooter on the team by a mile.
You know why he did it, don't you?
Apart from being a stupid habit, smoking's against school rules.
I wasn't smoking. And even if I was, he turns a blind eye to all the other girls. This was all about getting back at Dad.
I'm just the substitute until Mr. Chambers gets back on deck. Maybe we can talk about this after practice.
It's not fair.
Hey, she's just a good kid. Give her a break.
Well, you haven't been banned from practice sessions, have you?
Don't know. Mr. Chambers just said I wasn't on the team anymore.
Well, I'm not going to stop you having a bit of exercise, so...
Thanks. See you, Dad.
Pick up at 6. Thanks.
That's good, guys. You all right, Melissa? That's good. Keep it up.
Hello, Joe.
Grace, you to check out the competition, eh?
No. Actually, I was wondering what the latest is on Brett.
He's still on the critical list. He'll be out of action for a few weeks.
It's a terrible business, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is Chanel back in the team?
Oh, no, she's just doing some practice.
Oh, that's a relief.
Why were you worried I was letting her off too easily?
No, I was wondering if she was your secret weapon. If she was, the Churchies would be in big trouble.
If you're after any more information, you are going to have to wait until the game. We're going to make a few changes, OK? Sam, you take goalkeeper. Chanel, you go goal shooter, and you can take centre.
But Chanel's been suspended.
Was suspended. She's back on the team now. Yeah, you can take a rest. Right, get out there, guys. OK, we're only 2 goals down, guys. Stay focused and we can still win this.
The bloody umpire's murdering us.
You're not going to get any help from the umpire. You just got to stand up for yourself. Get in there and fight for that ball, OK? We can win this. Everyone? Scoring!
Oh, it was uncalled for, Sam.
I was just standing up for myself.
So, how'd you go? Did you win?
Not exactly.
So, the party's at Grace's tonight?
No, the game is called off.
Hey?
Ah, Parrish, you're back.
Oh, boss.
So, what happened out there?
Look, it wasn't Sam's fault. That Jodie was niggling her right from the start.
Yes, but she's not the one that ended up with a broken nose.
What happened?
Look, she didn't mean to break anyone's nose.
It's not the way Mrs. Bannerman saw it.
Mrs. Bannerman?
The other girl's mother.
Oh.
She wants Sam Baxter charged with assault. Sam, you remember Bev Quilter from Human Services? She's going to be sitting in on the interview.
We meet again, Sam.
Yeah, just like old times, eh?
Come on. Tell us what happened.
Why ask me? I'm sure you've heard a dozen versions.
We want to hear your version.
I was conned.
How?
Well, first I get sucked into playing netball again. Don't know why. Stupid game. Then I get to stand Jodie, who's like pushing and kicking me all game.
So you're saying that you were provoked?
She's all over me and I'm supposed to just let it happen?
And then you tripped her over?
I did not. I just stepped in front of her. She cracked her nose when she hit the ground.
So you deny striking her?
Yeah, I deny it. I was just giving back what she gave me all game.
Sport is not an excuse for violence.
Tell her that.
I intend to, as soon as she gets out of hospital.
It's not my fault. I was just following orders.
Whose orders?
The coach.
Constable Parrish instructed you to trip over another player.
Well, sort of. She told us to stand up for ourselves. But it was only because the dumb umpire wasn't going to do anything about it.
Same old, eh? I can't say I'm impressed.
I don't think you're being entirely fair.
Tom, another assault charge?
She hasn't been charged with anything yet.
All right, but it's hardly progress.
Things have changed. She's attending school regularly. She's got a stable place to live.
Well, yes, I would have assumed living with a police officer would be a positive thing.
I'm sure she's exaggerating what Constable Parrish said. You know how teenagers bend the truth.
I hope so. But I'll be keeping a close eye on things. I mean, Sam should be in less trouble, not more. If Constable Parrish can't rein her in, we'll have to reconsider her living arrangements.
Oh, see you soon. Parrish, what did you say?
I told her to fight for the ball. Honestly, boss, that umpire wasn't doing a thing to rein in that other kid.
Exactly Sam's excuse.
The difference is you're supposed to be the adult.
Yeah, I know.
If Sam ends up on an assault charge because of this, it'll be partly your fault.
What does it have to come to that?
Mrs. Bannerman, Jodie's mother, is spitting chips.
Well, maybe I should talk to her.
Oh, you're the one who started all this.
Well, it sounds to me like Sam wasn't the only one getting carried away today. She shouldn't have to bear all the responsibility.
All right, listen. Grace knows Jodie's mother quite well. I'll have a word, see if she can get her to withdraw the complaint.
Great, thanks.
And if you want to continue coaching, take up a more genteel sport, will you?
Yeah, sure.
Like rugby?
I don't know, Tom. It was hardly an accidental trip.
I think she might have just taken Parrish's advice a little bit too literally.
Yeah, but Sam's in the habit of taking the wrong advice, isn't she?
Grace, the kid needs a break.
If I were to examine my conscience, I would have to admit that I may have encouraged my girls to be vigorous in their attack.
So it was your fault?
No. Oh, look, I may have fuelled the fire of rivalry. Inadvertently.
Fueled the fire of rivalry? There are sides of you I'm only just beginning to discover.
Oh, yeah. I'm like Salome with her 7 veils.
Really? How many have you got left?
Never you mind about that. Look, I'll have a word to Jodie's mum, OK?
Go.
See ya.
All right, Grace is going to try and calm the waters.
Oh, great.
No promises, of course.
Yeah, no, of course not.
And next time you set yourself up as a surrogate parent, think before you open your mouth.
No, we're just mates. I'm not trying to be anyone's parent.
Whatever you call it, just remember you've got a responsibility. So think before you offer advice, eh?
That was the hospital. Brett Chambers has been stabilised.
Did they say when we could talk to him?
Well, he's still unconscious at the moment, but they're going to let us know.
Who is this speaking?
What's going on?
We need a trace.
No, I need your name, please. Hello?
G'day, this
Hello?
is Sergeant Gallagher. We need a trace on...
We may have some information on the Brett Chambers case. Anonymous call, female. She claims that Chanel Bryars was on the railway bridge yesterday morning, appeared to be holding a brick.
Would you recognise the voice again?
Oh, it sounded like she was talking through a doona.
Who's making up all this crap?
Mr. Bryars, please.
Well, someone's spreading this poison around. I want to know who.
We're not in a position to reveal our source.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Oh, why is that?
Well, because there's only one person who'd do that.
And who would that be?
I'll give you a hint. When Chanel went on, she went off.
We understand there's a bit of rivalry between you and Chanel?
Not really. I mean, we both want a goal shooter, and she got it. But that's okay.
And you weren't jealous of her?
No. Why?
What about Mr. Chambers? Were you upset with him for giving her the posse?
No.
Did you call the police station this morning, Melissa?
No, why should I?
Do you have any information for us regarding the attack on Mr. Chambers?
No.
Where were you around 7:30 this morning?
School? Oh, well, on my way there. I met you and Sam at the gates, remember?
Well, it was closer to 10 to 8, actually. And you're pretty out of breath, like you've been running.
Well, I was late. You run when you're late.
What's all this about? Is Melissa suspected of something?
No, Mrs. Watson, just helping us with our inquiries.
Just sign it, thanks.
At the time of the accident.
I don't think it was her. She seems like a nice kid.
Is that all?
Thank you, Mrs. Watson.
Thanks.
Just one thing, Mrs. Watson. I was just wondering if you work.
Well, my ex-husband certainly doesn't support us. I work part-time at the primary school.
Early start yesterday?
Normal time, 9 o'clock.
And before that?
I was at home washing dishes, making beds, whatever.
On your own?
Of course. You were playing something?
No, not at all. Thanks for your time.
Thanks. What was that all about?
Just something about her voice, that phone call.
Mate, you should have gone to speak through a doona.
So what? She's accused Chanel to take the head off her own daughter.
Yeah, so we're back to Chanel.
Not necessarily.
Well, she is the one with motive. She was kicked off the team.
Brett Chambers is a hard taskmaster. There could be plenty others with reason to attack him.
It sounds to me like you need to talk to every player and parent connected to that team. Now, Grace, did you manage to...
Yes. Poor Jodie's face is swollen up like a balloon. I made it quite difficult to convince her mum not to lay a complaint.
But not impossible.
No, she finally agreed.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Grace.
But there is a condition.
Apologise. To her. Why should I?
Because this way we can avoid any more trouble.
So I should just roll over and let Jodie queen it all over me?
It's about the size of it.
To hell with her. Let her press charges. I reckon I've got a good case.
One look at a photo of her face and I doubt if any magistrate would agree with you.
It's just not worth it.
Well, not worth it to you, maybe.
Sam, with your priors, you're going to have a really tough time in court. You won't get away with a slap on the wrist.
I don't care. I'm not apologising.
But she's not going to listen to me.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, you took on the responsibility when you invited her to stay at your place.
I was just giving her somewhere to sleep.
And that's partly why she looks up to you. You owe it to her. If Mrs. Bannerman goes ahead with these charges, Sam's going to be in more trouble than a one-legged man at a bum-kicking competition.
Why? When they're wrong?
Because if you win, you lose. Well, you have got so many charges backed up against you, Sam. It's waiting for any excuse to dump it on you.
I'm a danger to society. Tell me something I don't know.
Sam, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
And if I don't?
All you have to do is say you're sorry. No one says you have to mean it.
Wasn't exactly the most gracious apology I've ever witnessed, but she did nevertheless say sorry.
And Mrs. Bannerman was satisfied?
Oh, no, I don't think I'd use that. Replicated, maybe? Anyway, I don't know how you convinced her to do it, but it was good.
Oh,
See ya.
good. Thanks.
That bitch is a bloody cow. Good one, Joe. Let the bad guys win, huh?
What happened?
I've been banned from netball for the rest of the term, haven't I?
What? Who by?
That cow of a principal. So much for apologising and it'll all go away.
Did Mrs. Ellis know that you apologised?
Yes, but she said it didn't make any difference.
Well, she can't do that.
Well, she can get stuffed as
Well,
far
I'm going
as
down there to sort her out.
No, forget it. I'm not going back there. She can go and stick netball. You all can. I hate it. You can all get stuffed.
OK, well, if she does turn up, can you ask her to call Joe?
Any sign of her?
I checked out her old haunt at the shopping centre. Sam's not at the school. She's not at her mother's.
Well, I've called everyone, nothing.
Come on, Joe. Look, Sam's a survivor. There's no need to panic.
Oh, thank you, that's really helpful.
No, she can look after herself.
Yeah, no, she can't. That's why she's living with us.
Well, not for much longer, once Human Services find out.
I've just spoken to Mrs. Ellis.
Why couldn't you have just stayed out of it? Everything was under control until she interfered.
Joe, she is the school principal. You can't say it's none of her business. She told me that Sam used language you'd expect to hear on the docks.
Oh, so I suppose she's suspended from school now as well as the netball team.
I managed to persuade Mrs. Ellis to give her another chance. Assuming, of course, that we can find her, so I suggest you just get on and do that.
She must have told someone where she was going.
Excuse me?
Oh, yes, Mr. Bryce.
It's Chanel. She hasn't come home all night. I've rung everyone I can think of. No one's seen her. You got to help me find her.
Yeah, we'll do our best, Mr. Bryce.
Yeah, what about boyfriend she may not have told you about?
She would have said something.
But she didn't mention Sam Baxter at all, did she?
No, I don't think they're friends, really. Why? Do you think they might have gone somewhere together?
Oh, we don't know, but Sam's gone missing too.
She's trouble, that one. God only knows what she could be getting Chanel into.
So do you know where Chanel went to last night?
Yeah, that coffee shop opposite Shorty's. According to one of her girlfriends, they were planning on going to a movie, but Chanel backed out.
Did she say why?
Said she didn't want to see it.
So that's the last time anyone saw her?
You could hope we find her. I don't know what else to do.
No ways to blame everything on Sam. I mean, Chanel's no angel herself.
Sam does have a bit of a reputation.
I'll get Evan to drop Mr. Bryce home. He can see if she's left a diary or a note or something.
Anything that might give us a clue.
Great. You guys go back to the coffee shop, see if you can retrace her steps.
Surely a young girl wouldn't come home this way at night by herself. I mean, it's pretty risky. It'd be pitch black.
That's the trouble with kids. I think they're immortal.
Hey, what's that?
It's got to be her.
Help! Help me! Help! It's okay.
It's okay.
Ambulance to Johnson's.
I can't walk. I think my legs are broken.
Sam with you? Okay, it's all right. The ambulance is on its way. The ambulance is on its way. Just stay nice and still for me.
Well, she'd been there all night, the poor kid. She'd gone down the embankment, so she couldn't be seen from the road.
How is she?
Right tibia badly broken, hairline fracture on the left.
So, was it an accident, or did someone deliberately try to run her down?
She reckons it was deliberate.
The car came towards her, went past, and then did a U-E further up the road.
Naturally, she thought they were going to give her a lift, so she turned to face them, and that's when she realised that they weren't going to stop.
Any description?
Headlights, light-coloured car, that's all she could remember.
Sorry to interrupt, Joe. Someone need to see you.
Where the hell have you been?
Sam and I ran into each other about 10 minutes ago on the St David's Road. She was trying to hitch a ride.
You just don't give a damn about anyone but yourself, do you?
Get off.
Look, I've got better things to do with my time than worry about you all night.
I told you this would happen. I should have bothered.
I talked her into coming back on the condition that there'd be no recriminations.
Yeah, nice try. Anyway, I'm out of here.
Hang about, we need to have a chat.
Am I under arrest?
There's no need for that. Come on.
You spare a moment?
Sure.
How did you manage to get her to come back?
Well, it wasn't that difficult.
It's a bit of a tough nut, that one.
Oh, she's not so tough. She's just got the walls up, that's all.
You obviously breached the defences.
Started chipping away. She hasn't got anybody in her life who really cares about her, Tom. That's her problem.
Apart from Parrish, of course. Just wants to be her mate.
I stayed at Lobo's place last night.
Lobo?
Lonnie Burton, ex-boyfriend, got a squat in Mary Street.
Ah, yeah, I remember him. And he can verify that.
Ah, probably not. He was off his face most of the night.
Were you?
No. I wasn't, all right? Not that he didn't offer. Would have made it easier, you know, staying in that rat hole. Didn't have anywhere else to go. But I didn't want to get into it again, so I left this morning. Thought I'd try and hitch a lift to the city.
Sam, have you got any idea who might want to hurt Chanel?
I don't know. Has it got anything to do with what happened to Mr. Chambers?
Possibly.
Why? Just over netball. What sort of a sicko would do that? It's just a stupid game.
Sorry to interrupt. Just had a call from the hospital. Chambers is being transferred from ICU. Be a good time to talk.
Great. Okay. Sam, thanks very much. We'll talk to you later, eh?
Look, Sam, about
Joe.
last night.
Come on.
Talk later. Can you think of anyone who may have wanted to get even with you?
No enemies.
Well, one of your netball girls was attacked last night.
No. Who?
Chanel Bryce.
Oh, Chanel.
No, it's okay. She's fine. Can you think of anyone who might have had a grudge against her?
You know teenage girls. The bosom buddies one day and The enemies are next.
Well, anyone in particular?
Melissa. Chanel's blossomed and Mel... she's stuck in a bit of a rut.
Why, and she's jealous of it?
She's under a lot of pressure, the poor kid.
Who from?
Her mother.
What, Valerie?
It's obsessive.
Why do you say that?
She came in to see me. I dropped her from the carnival team.
The one going to Ararat?
Melissa's not good enough.
When was this?
Last night.
You mean the night before, don't you?
God. Have I been out that long?
Yeah. Look, thank you, Mr. Chambers. Thank you very much.
Were you upset by Mr. Chambers' decision?
Yeah, of course. But it was his decision to make. I couldn't influence him.
You didn't want to get even?
Of course not.
Mrs. Watson, were you at home last night?
Well, I went to my mother's, but I was only gone 20 minutes or so.
Well, where does she live?
Bathsheba Road.
Right, so to get there from your place, you'd go along Murray Road?
Well, yeah, I could do, but I go the other way through town.
Well, why? That's longer.
I don't like Murray Road. It's too dark, too many bends.
Are you aware that Chanel Bryars was run down last night?
I heard about that. Was that where it happened? That's what I mean, you see. It's too dangerous.
A light-coloured car. You drive a light-coloured car, don't you?
You're not suggesting I had anything to do with it. I was nowhere near there. I told you I went the other way.
Thank you, Mrs. Watson.
Building site's just around the corner from the place. I mean, what's the betting she got the brick from there?
Well, can't argue with that, but unless you confesses.
Sarge,
yeah?
I just take some personal time. I've just got some netball stuff to... Mrs. Watson, sorry to bother you. Can we have a chat about netball?
Well, all right, but I'm a bit pressed.
It'll only take a minute. It looks like I'll be coaching for a while longer, so I wanted to have a chat about Melissa's place in the team.
Thanks, Joe. At last someone's taking an interest in Mel's talent.
Well, that's not quite the way I see it, I'm afraid.
What do you mean?
Well, the reason I wanted to talk to you is I'm planning to drop Melissa from the team.
What?
Well, she's just not up to scratch.
She's never given a chance.
Look, face it, the girl can't play. She's holding the team back.
No.
She's a lost cause.
It is her life. You're an idiot.
Even with 2 broken legs, Chanel's a more
You're
use.
as bad as that idiot coach, Brett Chambers.
Well, I think Brett's been a wonderful coach, actually.
Really? He ignores half the team.
He can't waste his time with no-hopers.
He's the no-hoper and he got what he deserved.
Is that why you threw the brick at him?
He deserved it. The way he treated Mel. And you, putting that little cow Chanel back in the team. You should have left her out in the cold where she belonged.
Why don't we go back inside, Mrs. Watson?
What's going to happen now?
Well, we're taking your mum to St David's to appear before the bail justice.
Don't worry, I'll be all right.
I don't get it, Mum. Why?
I did it for you. It's something you're good at. I thought netball could take you somewhere.
It was never that important to me.
Come on.
Come on, mate, I'll give you enough time.
I heard. You all right?
I can't believe she did it.
I got a message. You want to see me?
Yeah. Come out the back.
What did you want?
To talk.
What about?
About us being friends. Sometimes misunderstandings happen, you know?
Right.
That doesn't stop us being mates, does it?
No.
Look, I know you think I sold you out by making you apologise, but I just... But...
Joe, it's all right. We're still mates.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Great. Well, see you back at home then.
Oh, about that. I'm, moving out.
What? Where? Why?
Grace said I could stay at the rectory.
What do you mean?
Well, I sort of figured it was cramping your style, you know. Having me there with PJ and that.
No, of course not.
Well, Grace is a nice lady, and she invited me, so I thought, why not?
Grace didn't think you'd mind.
How could I not mind?
Well, Sam seemed to quite like the idea, and we just thought...
You could have asked me.
Well, the thing is, you weren't there to ask when it came up.
Well, I'd just like to have known.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. I ran it past PJ. He said you wouldn't mind. Especially after all the trouble of the past few days. Joe?
Tom just happened to mention it, so I gave him my opinion. I take it I can have an opinion.
Yeah, but evidently I can't.
Joe, it makes sense. Sam needs someone like Grace. She needs guidance.
Oh, and I can't do that.
She needs a mother, not a maid. Look, I didn't mean...
Of course you did.
Joe...
This kid's stuff, Joe. Can I borrow $20?
It's not like you to be short of cash.
Yeah, I had to give Sam some money for a netball gear.
I thought she's paying her own way.
Yeah, she's going to pay it back when her youth allowance comes through. Forget it, I'll ask someone else. Ben?
No, it's all right, it's all right. I'll give it to you. I'm not the one playing mother.
I'm not her mother, I'm her mate.
Exactly. Teenagers need more than mate. You must Ben.
Kids have to have authority figures so they know who to rebel against.
He's got kids. He knows.
You've got to admit, Sam's been no trouble at all since she moved in.
It's only been a few days.
Ben, we had a fight at the high school. It doesn't mean Sam's involved.
All right, everyone. Stand back, please.
Sam? What? What's going on?
This is our coach, Mr. Chambers.
Well, you didn't...
Didn't what? Chanel's dad knocked him over. Arrest him.
So who called us?
Heidi.
Chanel's dad.
That bastard assaulted me. I want him charged.
It's a practice match, right? That Melissa Watson's elbowing Chanel in the ribs, pushing her out of the way.
The umpire didn't see any of this?
Brett Chambers was the umpire. Of course he saw it. Just turned a blind eye. So I went to sort the little bully out.
So you went onto the court?
Yeah.
And put Mr. Chambers on the ground?
He bloody grabbed me around the neck. It was self-defence. That's why I want him charged.
Chanel's a good player, but she needs to toughen up a bit.
Is that why you ignored Melissa's rough stuff?
It wasn't that bad. Bry's just been an overprotective father.
But you admit Melissa was going a bit over the top.
Chanel could be playing for the state in a year or so. She's going to be facing some stiff competition out there. She's just got to start getting used to it.
These are kids we're talking about, high school netball.
Well, they've got to start somewhere.
Andy Bryce is a hot-headed idiot. He had no right to storm onto the court like that.
He was defending his daughter.
Yeah, well, of course the umpire's going to throw him off.
It's one thing to send someone off the court, quite another to grab them around the throat.
Around the neck.
What difference? Brett Chambers is the one who should be charged.
All right, let's not get hot under the collar about it.
Hey, madam, how can I help you?
I want to see Jo Parrish. She was there this morning. She knows.
Knows what?
Valerie Watson, team manager of the netball team.
Look at that. Look what he did to my Melissa.
Who did this?
Chanel's stupid father.
Andy Bryce.
I want him charged with assault.
He just ran on the court like a maniac and went for me.
He didn't say anything to indicate why.
The man is a danger.
Mrs. Watson, please let Melissa answer.
Well, he reckoned I was roughing up Chanel.
And were you?
No, not much. Oh, like as if I'm the only one.
You're saying the other girls play rough too?
Of course. It's what we're told to do.
By whom?
Coach.
So, Mr. Chambers tells you to elbow the other girls in the ribs?
Of course not. Brett Chambers is an asset to the team. His training methods are marvellous. Well, I'm sorry, but the team hasn't looked back since he came on board. He is even taking a group of the girls to a netball carnival in Ararat.
It's very commendable. But did Mr. Chambers tell you to elbow Chanel in the ribs?
Well, not exactly. He tells us to win any way we can.
Why does it have to be so cutthroat? Sport's supposed to be about kids enjoying themselves, having fun, learning team spirit, exercise.
Yeah, there'd be some who wouldn't agree with you there, Senior Sergeant. Not these days.
I ought to charge you with corruption of ideas.
Charge him with assault. That'd be a good start.
Don't you try that one. I've gone to a lot of trouble to talk Mrs. Watson into dropping the complaint against you. I suggest you reconsider the charges against Mr. Chambers.
Why would I do that?
Because this sort of disregard for the umpire is one of the things that's ruining sport today. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, all right.
Sergeant Gallagher, we'll put you through the attendance register, gentlemen.
Of course. Who'd like to go first?
After you.
Oh, the spirit of cooperation. That's what we like to see. So, Mr. Bryers, were you happy with the treatment you received by the police here today?
Yeah, I suppose.